We have this story where a out hockey player basically is taking an opposite approach to what Sean Avery said the other day. So Brock McGillis, the first out homosexual professional hockey player, has poured cold water on the idea that a heated rivalry will appear to help players come out, saying, quote, nobody's like, oh yeah, this came out and now I'm ready to come out. It's not happening, he told the Leviticua news site Pink News on Monday. It's probably more likely to have an adverse effect on a player coming out. And I hate to be negative because I really enjoyed the show, but I also don't believe that many hockey bros are going to watch it. And I don't think if they're watching it, they're talking about it positively, especially when someone who works at the Garden, and I've done quite a few Ranger games. The overall base of people that come to Ranger games are conservative. Some, I would even say, have voted for Donald Trump. So that's the kind of energy that it gives. You get like this very brosphere of guys, older and younger, whatever the case is, family oriented. Although I'll be watching some of you dudes when y'all have a couple of drinks up in you, how little handsy y'all tend to get. Not with me, but with each other. So I be sitting there like, it's giving very like, y'all be doing stuff when y'all have a bunch of lick up in you. Oh, y'all be doing some things. Like I get that vibe. But to actually come out and embrace homosexuality in the way that this show is hoping that it will have someone in the closet as an athlete come out, I don't think that will happen, especially in this country. The way that sports and things are, and don't get me wrong, there are queer people that love sports. I mean, hence we have sports bars. I'll speak for New York. We have quite a few sports bars. We got boxers and we have gym bar in Chelsea. So we have sports bars. There are queer people that love sports, but to expect, I don't want to be a negative Nancy either. I mean, I hope that we could get to a place where they could be more accepting of queer people in sports. But I don't know. I don't see that happening. I'm not saying all people that go to sports games will be homophobic because I don't think that that's true. But quite a bit, a lot of bit of people that attend them tend to have that. Although I will say that I haven't heard any people say anything remotely homophobic, like shouting any slurs, whatever the case is. First of all, I'm the type that if I'm in a vom and if somebody says something, I hear cursing, whatever the case, I was language, watch it. There's kids in here. So usually when I say that, a lot of them will back down. And but it's like, yeah, y'all got. I'm like, we're not doing the bad language and stuff up in here. There be some people that be scared to say stuff. Not me. Not me at all. And they encourage us, like, yeah, y'all need to. If you see something, say something. Isn't that the old phrase? So, they were talking about Jacob Tierney has spoken to their hopes that the slice of queer representation will help some of the viewers that it finds, perhaps even within a sport that demands perfection and masculinity, as Williams put it in a Friday interview, saying there's both like the representation of queer character and a lot of people relate with, whether they feel like him or they feel like they knew him. That element is really beautiful, and I didn't know if it would connect. Only hope that it is on the person to person level where they're looking you in their eyes and that means something. Well, hopefully, here's the thing that I'm hoping with this show is that what it will do is, well, if you don't know any guys that are sports fans that will watch this show if they're straight, but if they're girlfriends or if you're a woman who has children or whatever and is watching Heated Rivalry and you're looking at this show, maybe you can kind of break down. Maybe the women could be the ones that break down the homophobia within the sports world. Maybe they could be the ones to do it because they did say that Heated Rivalry is predominantly watched by a lot of women, which is probably why in the previous post, Jordan Firstman said what he said. Because mostly women are watching this show and he's probably worrying about, well, yeah, this is not how gay people have sex. So heterosexual women are watching this and they're thinking that this is what gay people are doing. And he's like, that's not realistic. But neither is the show. I mean, I'm sure some of the stuff in there is based on actual events, but for the most part, it's a TV show. So they want to say though McGillis describes hockey players generally as really good people, he also explained the language, behaviors, and attitude that you get in locker rooms are sometimes homophobic. That starts at a very young age and progresses throughout your whole life. You're programmed to feel that everyone will hate you and you'll lose your career. That's the element he feels is missing from the show's depiction of the culture around professional hockey. As I was saying that McGillis, who is now retired but played professional hockey for a decade while in the closet, isn't so sure. He said, Episode one gave me a panic attack. I was scared. I dated a guy for 3 years, not a soul in my life knowing. We had an alias for me in his phone in case his friends ever saw. Same thing like with the show. That's why he had a panic attack. Because, they did come up with aliases for each other and they used girl names. And so it's like, yeah, I do agree with him on that. That I feel like you're programmed to feel that everyone will hate you and you'll lose your career. That's the element that's missing. Because it's like if you're doing all of this other stuff, it always feels like it's giving romance novelties with the way that they connect and they have sex. No, you need to have the whole we gotta sneak around, you're worrying about people. And you get that between, Shane and Ilya. You definitely get a bit of that with those scenes, but when you're really trying to explore this world, especially with the other character we saw in episode three, who was messing with the guy at the smoothie shop, I want a little bit more of that too, which was like a lot of the duck and cover, cloak and dagger type stuff. And it wasn't given that. It was given a little too like lovey dovey, and I feel like y'all was being a little sloppy in the way y'all was meeting up and stuff until we got to the end part where it's like um Kip, I believe was his name, that worked in the shop, wanted to get serious with Francois's character. And he was like, I can't because I'm in my career. Like I can't show up at this day. And yeah, they can say, oh, you're showing me as my friend, but your friends know you're gay. A lot of people are gonna make speculations with me showing up with you because people have this ignorant belief that straight guys can't be friends with gay people. And I have a lot of straight male friends, and I don't be trying to sleep with them and hit on them. In fact, I feel more no shade. I feel more connected to my straight male friends than I do the gay ones in a lot of situations. And I do have some cool gay friends, but for the most part, I feel more, homely around or I just feel like I have a much better time in a lot of places. Probably because I've been burned a lot by a lot of rhymes with maggots in the past as having friends. So I just keep very few of them in my inner circle. But so I could totally agree with what McGillis was saying. Now he also recalled when he came out of the closet in 2016, or when his fellow pro Luke Prokop did the same in 2021. Though they both took every press opportunity to try to normalize being queer within the elite tier of the sport, that didn't result in other players jumping out of the closet. Heated Rivalry has also faced criticism from the opposite front. Homosexual actor and comedian, as we talked about Jordan Firstman, he said what he said, whatever other stuff. Then Francois shot back and said what he said. So there that is. So on that note, I definitely want to hear from y'all. Do you agree with our hockey player where that you feel that Brock McGillis, do you agree with him where he says that he feels that yeah, this is great and all that we have this show and it's so groundbreaking and people are loving it and it's a hit and they're getting a season two and all this other stuff. But I don't think that it will move the needle in regards of getting people to, queer athletes to come out of the closet. I mean, in a perfect world, it'd be great that we could see some diversity and representation with having, queer athletes feel that they could be themselves without having to hide and get a beard and all this other stuff. But unfortunately, this is the way that the sports world works. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me know what your overall thoughts on this story are in the comments down below.